everybody. Welcome to the Nightly Painting Studio. Just getting everything set up here right now. If we haven't met yet, my name is Corbin. I am the Nightly Painter. And super glad that you found your way to the stream, found your way to the channel. My goal is to encourage, equip, and inspire other hobbyists to achieve their hobby goals. And so if you got a hobby goal, drop it down in the chat right now. If there's something you're working on, let us know where you are coming from and what project you're working on right now. I always like for us to get to know each other as we jump into the chat. But yeah, tonight, the Nightly Painting stream. This is Tuesday, September 17th here in Ocala, Florida, over in the US. And so yeah, no matter where you are coming from, I hope that this stream is I hope it helps motivate you to jump in and get what you're working on done, or at least make progress. That's how you get better. You get 1% better every day. Keep striving, keep growing, and let's do this thing together. So, what's up, Flogiston? I see you hopping into the chat. Hobby goals: to learn how to use the program Blender to make pre-made magnet holes in the model before you print it. Okay, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. I like that a lot. Pre-made magnet holes are always great. Okay, let's see what my iPhone camera is doing here. Sorry, everybody. Life has been lifing today, so I'm a little later than I've been trying to be. But yeah, we're gonna do it. We're gonna make it work. So yeah, I'm gonna jump on over to the main camera here on the desk, and we'll get going. Okay. So still working on just finishing up these Custodes tonight. If you weren't here for the last live stream, these are an army that I've had sitting in a closet for a little while now. And just like any project, sometimes they come to completion and sometimes they do not. What's up, Francis? Welcome. Getting 07 in the chat there. Let's go. Welcome back. Good to see you. I don't know if you guys can see it on a little face cam here, but got my little Mandalorian mug with some tea in it tonight. We got any Star Wars fans on the stream today? Okay. Oh yeah. Let's go. What's up, Avatar Playground? Good to see you jumping into the chat today. Getting started working on these. Well, I guess not getting started. I've already been working on these. Avatar Playground. What you working on right now? You got a project on your desk or one in mind? Love to hear what you're working on. We've got some Custodes that I'm just taking up to a good standard here. and then selling these guys. So thank you, Avatar Playground. Yeah, mainly AOS Nurgle army. Okay, sweet. That is a fun and detailed army to paint. I feel like you could probably paint details like for the rest of your life on a Nurgle army, whether it's in AOS or 40k. Haven't ever, well, okay, I take that back. I have painted a Nurgle miniature. I did a commission for Mortarion at the Demon Primarch, and took me about 50 hours to get that thing. It was a display quality, but it took me forever. So yeah, that model has so many different things on it, but yeah, Francis, I see you there. It's as long as it's not Disney Star Wars. You know, I did like I liked the first season of The Mandalorian. I liked episode 7, and I liked my wife and I just started watching Ahsoka, and I've liked that so far. But most of the stuff has been kind of hit or miss for me as far as Disney Star Wars goes. But Rogue One was good. Yeah, I agree with that. Noah, hey, Noah Nades, what's up? Yeah. Or Noah Nades. Looks like you got a grenade on your profile. I probably said that wrong. Sorry to butcher your YouTube name there, but welcome to the chat. Rogue One was awesome. You know, my favorite though is still Empire Strikes Back. As much as I've watched Star Wars, I can't find one that I like more than that one. So yeah, Noah, what's up? Yeah, it's like a grenade. Yep. Yeah, so I'm working on these Custodes. So yes, Phlogiston. Look, man, I knew we were gonna be friends. Empire Strikes Back. That's it. That's it right there. I mean, what more could you want from a movie? I think you've got action, you've got great character development, you've got you got a little bit of romance, which I think is really good for a story, and there's high stakes, you know. There's high stakes to it, and it doesn't like wrap everything up with a little bow on top. Yeah, bounty hunter scene, yeah, was great. Yep. Yeah, Noah, thanks for asking, man. Yeah, these so these guys, they are the elite guardians of the God Emperor of mankind. So they're like 9 foot tall, genetically engineered from like childhood, completely rewritten, totally dedicated to the Emperor. They are Henry Cavill's army. Yes, you are correct, Avatar Playground. Yeah, so they are clad in Oromite suits of the finest degree. Yeah, they're pretty cool. And yeah, like each one of them is equal to like, I think they say like 10,000 regular human troops. A lot of times they only send 1 or 2 of these guys to an entire planet, and they'll turn the tide. So it's pretty cool. They're really neat. So these guys are the regular ones. You've got your Terminator, variant of these guys. So yeah, no, they're really cool. If you want like a small model count army, and like where every single one of them is a hero, this is the army for you. Like most of their stats in the game are, I would say like on par or higher than a lot of character models for other armies. So, but you get like 20 of these guys, maybe, in a force. So, yeah, the weapons are crazy, for sure. So, yeah, they're pretty cool. But this army has been sitting in my closet for a while, and look, like anybody else, I got bills to pay, so I'm not using them. Haven't even pulled them out to play a game with them in over a year, and was able to find a buyer online, and the guy was like, "Hey, can you touch up a few of the models that weren't quite finished yet?" And I was like, "Absolutely," because I'm too nice. But yeah. These guys are pretty cool, so, and they're fun to paint. So, yeah, tonight I'm going to be finishing up some of the weapons, getting some of the silvers and stuff on them, and really just trying to finish these guys up tonight if I can. So, yeah, I'm going to dive in, but keep throwing stuff in the chat. I have a personal main army. Yep, my main army is Black Templars, and I'll grab some of those to show on stream here in just a little bit. But the other army that I'm working on right now is Tau, and I'm doing Farsight Enclaves with some Groot allies for that army. I don't play the game a whole lot, especially like full 2,000 point 40k, but I'm getting into boarding actions, which is pretty cool. And we'll see. I might dive into the new kill team when that comes out as well. So yeah, no. Neither of the Imperial factions would get along with the Tau, for sure. I gotta do the bases on these guys so I can glue them back down and stop knocking them off. That would probably be good. Yeah, so while I start painting and get everything set up here, for anybody that's still in the chat right now, I would love to hear like what's your like number one painting question that you have right now, whether that be something like how do I paint faster, or maybe it's a technique that you're trying to learn, or something like that. I would love to answer any questions that I can for you guys. Not that I'm the end-all be-all and all knowledgeable painter ever, but I've been painting for a solid like 7 years now, very consistently, and I've been in the hobby since I was 12, so I've learned a lot over the years, and always love helping, especially with painting questions. So drop those in the chat if you want, while I figure out what's gonna go on here. So let's start with those silvers. Painting question. Francis. Y'all, so I got to see, Francis sent me some pictures of a knight that he's working on. on Facebook, and boy oh boy, that thing's looking cool. He's doing freehand on this thing. He's got like non-metallic metal griffins, and I think I remember seeing like space scenes on some of the panels and stuff. So like, man, Francis, I'm cheering you on, man. You've got some talent. Keep it up. And okay, I see one from Noah. I'm gonna kind of get started here, and I will answer some of these questions here in just a minute. I can share it on screen if I want. Okay, I'll figure out a way to to do that here in just a little bit. I'll have to go on and pull a picture and then throw it up here on Discord, or not Discord, but OBS. So I'll have to figure out the best way to do that. But yeah, I would love to show that, Francis. You got a cool project going on there, man. So head to bed, keep the strun running to boost those numbers. Sweet Avatar, thanks, man. And hey, I just want to throw it out there. We got a Discord going. Would love to see you over there on the Discord with us. I posted the link up above. I'll throw it in right here again for anybody that wants to jump into that. Yeah, it's a great place to hang out, chat with other hobbyists. Yeah, man. Yep, I would love to see you in there. Thanks for jumping on the stream, and thanks for your support. Really, really appreciate that, and looking forward to talking with you more. Have a great night. Yeah, so really right now, I think I saw, I'll check again here in a second before I just start talking out my rear end. Okay, so Noah, how do I paint the power swords and stuff? Because my Grey Knights look pretty decent, but their weapons are lacking. Okay, yeah. So there's a couple of different ways you could do this. For these in particular, I used an airbrush. So I know that's not available to everybody. I know that there are a lot of people who either don't have the space for it or are a little afraid to get into it. But if you can airbrush, it makes it so easy to get this, like, you can see the gradient. And this is before any edge highlighting, but you'll see on the stream tonight what type of difference an edge highlight can make on a sword like this. But yeah, basically, whether you whether you paint it on by brush, I mean, yeah, they do. Noah, airbrushes do take things up a notch, but it really just depends on the effect that you want to get with them, because sometimes they just make things take longer. Green warpstone. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, airbrushing is a blast. I actually just really enjoy it. I have a lot of fun airbrushing. Blackheart, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the chat. I saw you jump in the Discord before I jumped over here to YouTube, so I was hoping you might be able to jump on tonight. Welcome. Welcome. But yeah, Noah, expensive to operate. It is not expensive to operate an airbrush, so I don't know exactly what things cost these days, but I will tell you that when I got my airbrush a number of years ago, I got a Badger Patriot 105, which is your basic of basic airbrushes. That's not like an Amazon cheapo. So that was $55, and then the airbrush compressor was around 70 to 80, and then a lot of times you'll want to get a booth so that you don't destroy your lungs when you aerosolize the paint. Yeah, it's not an expensive thing. It's going to cost you a couple of boxes of minis, so you're going to have to choose that over buying some more models. But boy, oh boy, especially for base coats, for priming anytime you want, without a rattle can, I find it incredibly useful. And then I'll also say, yeah, I think that getting the glowing effects is just really, really easy with the airbrush when you learn control over the tool. So yeah, I think it's a worthwhile investment. Just give yourself a little grace, because you are going to have to take some time and learn it. But yeah, it really has been a game changer for me. Even just for speed's sake alone, painting base coats in was always really tedious and time consuming for me, and it has really affected that. So yes, you do want a compressor with a tank. That way your compressor isn't running like for freaking forever. So yeah. But yeah, no, you can find some Spray Gunner is a website that has some good options, and they sell pretty much like every airbrush out there. Or you can go to Amazon. You can find airbrushes and compressors there as well. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can't catch back up. Okay, yeah, so Francis said he did his Nemesis Force weapons as green warpstone, which is pretty cool. Yeah, you could very easily just like start with a darker color and then dry brush up to a lighter color, or you can just glaze and layer stuff. So both of those options are good options for doing force weapons. Also, if you just wanted to do black through to white and then put contrast paint over it, which is what I'm guessing you did, Francis, for those green warpstone weapons. I love using contrast paints as filters, or over a zenithal style highlight. But yeah, Francis, I totally agree that like there are definitely some you can airbrush models to where they look really cartoony, for sure. I don't think they have to be that way, but a lot of people do that to get the like 3 foot away contrast, but then when you get the model up really close, it can look a little fake. Patriot 105 is a really great workhorse for sure. Yeah, glowing looks are really good to get with those. You do want a compressor with a tank, yep. Initial cost is there, yes. I would say expect to spend like $150 to $200 on it. Yeah, once you pay for that, then you really don't have to pay for much else other than like the thinners, and I bought like a $3 clear plastic bowl to change the paint out and stuff between colors, where I can just kind of dump the excess stuff from the airbrush into this little container. So I'll have to do a video on my airbrush setup for anybody who's interested. I definitely don't think it's the most amazing YouTube airbrush setup out there, but maybe it would be helpful to see for somebody. Okay. Picked up an airbrush from Gallery. Had good reviews. No chance to try it. I'll get the correct stuff. Okay. Yep. I think OSL. Yeah, you can definitely. I would say it's easy to get through the airbrush. I think the highest quality OSL comes from either a combination of the two, or you do it all by brush. Like I know a lot of the high-end painters, like they just do everything by hairy brush, and they're amazing. But I think I may have missed Francis's question. No, you don't use zenithal, and contrast paints are a lot newer than all my... Oh, okay. Base coat, edge highlight, dry brush, wash, dry brush, wet blend. Okay, yep. No, I get that. I get that. Francis said, question's going to be about pigment powders. Can I do an instructional video? Yeah, I could definitely do that. I think there's a couple of different ways you could use pigment powders. I use them quite a bit on my bases. Francis, if you have not already watched the Dreadnought tutorial that I posted on the channel this week, it has a little bit of me using the pigment powders at the end of the video. So you can definitely watch that as kind of a primer. I could definitely do a deeper dive into that if people would be interested in how to use those. For sure. You did watch it. Okay, cool. I know it was very basic, but that's mostly how I use them. I think you can use them for quite a bit more than that. It just depends on what you want, really. Because realistically, like, pigments are just paint in its dry form, without the medium that they use to suspend all the little paint particles and stuff. So there's nothing particularly special about it except that it's, dry paint. I have used it for I've used it for weathering as well. So like, I have rust color that I've used for rust effects. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Blackheart, I saw your question in the Discord. I did put in my first reply to you on the YouTube video, I did put a link for those chains on Amazon. So if you want to go back, you can find that link in that first comment that I replied to you. And then the shoulder shield is actually from it's from the Grey Knight Dread Knight kit. It is the plain shield from that kit, and it I basically just attached one of the Black Templar upgrade sprue Templar cross symbols to it, and that was it. So yeah, yep, I had one of the Dread Knight shields in the bits box, and I was like, how do I get the tilting shield on the Dreadnought? So you never know though, Phlogiston might just be able to print you up one. We've got a 3D printer master in the chat with us, so what are we printing? A tilting shield, a plain or a Black Templar tilting shield that's sized for a Dreadnought. Hey, I've seen your work, man. Those OG stealth suits that you were posting today look awesome. So, okay, Francis. Yeah, pastel paints, colored pencils, haven't been happy. Okay, ready to invest in legit hobby projects, but not interested in experimenting with more expensive products. Yeah, I would say. Well, I'll ask you, what are you looking to do? Is it, because in my opinion, pigments in the ways that I've seen them used, there's kind of two ways you could go about it. I think pigments are used very heavily in the scale modeling community, and they use it to add realism to their miniatures, and I think that that's probably its best use for just simple pigments. I think the other thing I've seen them used for is like, there's a whole paint range, I believe it's called Chimera Colors, where basically they sell you the paint pigment and you mix each batch each time you want to use it from the pigments themselves. And I've never understood that. I've never understood quite why you would want to do that. Maybe for like some really high-end painters, they want that level of control over the pigments and the consistency of the paint. But if you're not painting super high level display quality stuff, I just don't know why you would add an extra step constantly to your painting. So that's just my 2 cents. Oh, you have a Mars 3 printer. Nice. Very nice. Yeah, I have not gotten into the 3D printing. This is why you just meet great people who are into 3D printing, though, because then you can be like, hey, how much does it cost to print this? And they tell you because they're awesome. Like I see those OG stealth suits, and then you go to eBay and they're like $1 bazillion on eBay, and it's like, yeah, no, I think I'll just, whenever I'm ready, I think I'll just have somebody, print some. Yeah, the OG ones are metal. Yeah, for sure. Okay, good. I'm glad you found that comment. Hey, you got it. You got what you need. You got what you need. Yeah, I use that size of chain for basically all of my Black Templar minis. Just keep it consistent throughout the army. And it works fine on the troops, it works good on the vehicles. Yeah, I mean, I've seen them, Francis, I've seen them going for like $20 to $30 a mini. For the OG Tau stealth suits. Knocking these out, making our way through. Yeah. Smell some money, 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 Francis. Yeah. Sell those puppies off, man. If you ain't using them, throw them up on eBay. Now, I can't tell you if people are actually buying them at that price, but my assumption is that if they're on eBay for that price, then that's probably the price that they're going for. So, if it's wrong, I didn't tell you. It wasn't me, I swear. Someone's paying it for sure, yeah. In this hobby, people will pay pretty much anything. Saw the price for the new Kill Team box today, and I was like, good gravy. $230. Like, I'm sure it's a good deal for what you get in it, but whew. I ain't got that right now. I use the space commies. them up on eBay. See if they go. Can't hurt. Poor Tau. Poor Tau. Yeah, they do get a bad rep. Did we lose Noah Nades? Bundle with your metal shadow sun. Yes. Boom. Be like, I'll start your infiltration cadre right here, right now. For $500. Making our way through. Blackheart. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, the pro level players, man, they go through some minis. Gotta keep up with that meta. Let's see here. Yeah, and getting paid in Warhammer kits is never a bad thing. So, see, you saw the dread in the tutorial and really appreciated the prep work I put into it. Oh, thank you. Yeah, you know, honestly, I really enjoyed making it and making the video. It was a lot of fun. It took a lot of time, but I think that was also me kind of figuring out the process of all the video editing and all that kind of stuff. So I think I'll be able to do more tutorials of that style. I know I've got the footage for a couple more tutorials that I can start working on. But yeah, I think what I want to do is kind of put out maybe one of those style tutorials every month. And then maybe I can do some easier little 1-step, 2-step type of stuff in between, or talking head or something like that. So if anybody has ideas for videos that they'd like to see or questions that I can help answer, you know, the whole goal of the channel is to encourage, equip, and inspire other hobbyists to reach their goals. So yeah, would love any feedback that y'all can give, and that's a great way you can support the channel. So I can see that. How close is Quebec to the U.S. again? My mind isn't going to my geography this late at night. Yeah, I definitely have some work on some infantry. I already have some footage, not full footage yet, because I haven't finished painting them, but I have some footage of me doing some Black Templar Terminators, some of the new Terminator models. So super cool. So one of them is a tutorial on, you know, infantry or Terminators, so to speak, and then the other one would be like how to paint a character level model for the Black Templars. So pigments, LEDs, plinth design, and basing. Okay. Tahitian black peacock pearls. Okay, Francis, you gotta show me or tell me what that is. I have never heard of that in my entire life, but it sounds awesome. Just being real with you, probably not doing anything LED related, but it's a good idea. I just have zero knowledge or expertise in that, or in, you know, utilizing electronics like that in general. So yeah, I'm probably gonna have to go look up what that is, Francis, because that sounds very intriguing. Iridescent black with coppers, blues, greens, and pinks. Wow. What are you trying to use that for? Is it on your night, or is it for a different project? Eldar gems. Oh, that's a really cool idea. That's a really cool idea. Okay. All right, I'm gonna. Oh yeah. Those are cool. Those are really cool. It'd be interesting to try and figure out. Yeah, I think color shift paints would be a really good option. That was my first instinct as well. Blackheart. I think maybe you could also go. It's hard to. So you could either do a metallic with glazes, but you'd really have to like think through your light sources and but for something that tiny, on a lot of those minis for the Eldar, that's going to be a challenge. I know that they sell. There's a company called Turbo Dork that does the color shift paints. Yeah, you could do a chrome paint, especially looking at this picture you put in the Discord. You could do a chrome, and then shift the hues with. I would probably recommend an ink rather than a contrast paint. Or you could just, thin down particular paints into the glaze. But maybe like a blue or an indigo towards the outside of the gem. And then as it gets towards the center of the top of the gem, you could do that more pinky color. So, thinking Retributor gold base. Black glazes, contrast glazes of color, semi-gloss varnish. Yeah, you could definitely do that. I don't even know that you would necessarily have to do a black anywhere in there. Maybe just line around the gem with a black line around. Or maybe you paint the colors and then you kind of come back in with like a black, a glossy black paint, just as a glaze. They're black at the high point and colors on the horizon. Oh, okay. So yeah, maybe the opposite of what I was saying. Yeah. could be cool. Sounds like a really cool color scheme and project, and super unique. Way to go coming up with that idea. I'll have to think about that one, Francis. Do you already have your Eldar kit that you can experiment on? The creative depths of your modeling depravity. I mean, I think it's a really neat idea. Just poses quite a challenge. Figure out like what exactly would actually work and make it look like that. Oof, that was close. Yeah, so I've seen Turbo Dork paint in person, and it's really cool. The effect is definitely what it says on the can, so to speak. Okay. I appreciate all the ideas for videos and stuff. You may just see some of your video ideas pop up on the channel. You never know. I'm kind of a slow painter, and like I'm trying to figure out like workflow wise how long these videos, especially like the tutorial ones, like the Dreadnought one that I just put up on the channel, like I'm trying to figure out how long that actually takes me to produce, because you can't just think about the video editing. Like the model took quite a while to finish as well, so and all the filming and all that jazz, so definitely a time investment for sure. But worthwhile. Francis says he has a Turbo Dork Mother Pearl. That's supposed to go over white. Okay. Looking alternative ways to get the effect if it doesn't work. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I wonder what that looks like just over black. or even if you like undershaded. Ooh, I wonder if you undershaded with the colors that you want, and then just put the mother of pearl over top of it, if that would give you the effect that you're looking for. Not saying it will, but just wondering. Maybe, just maybe. Yeah, well, let me show you some of my infantry, and maybe that'll help. I would say time investment wise, I've seen the Eons of Battle scheme, and his is good, and it's definitely on the quicker side, I would say, just because of some of the techniques, like I think the oil painting step, and having everything in sub-assemblies makes you feel like the model isn't quite finished until it's like finished. So if that makes any sense. Some of the infantry here. Hopefully they'll show up okay on the Okay, here we go. So here is just a regular old Crusader. So same colors and same techniques used on the Dread, for the most part. But using the airbrush to get the chainsword done. And the thing about the infantry is when you when you end up airbrushing them, they just look so weird. And I think wanting to varnish the minis before doing any of the metallics, the steps kind of have to be there, but it gives the differentiation in the different materials on the model, which I really like. So there's that guy. That's just a basic trooper. Okay, here's a eradicator. So still utilizing that same color palette, not really changing much. You just incorporate the yellow on the cabling. Red weapon still. Lots of chipping and battle damage and that kind of stuff, but I decided to do all, like everybody has white shoulder pads, even the Sword Brethren and stuff like that. I just wanted to keep the scheme similar across the force. I say that. My infiltrators do not have white shoulder pads, but still incorporating all of the same colors, the yellow, the red, the black, the gold. Congratulations, Phlogiston. Well done. You've cracked the code. That's awesome, man. Okay, so here's a Judiciar. Hopefully these are not too blown out with the light, but really enjoyed doing the face on this guy, even though my phone won't focus on it. Here's the captain. Or marshal, sorry. So, again, same color scheme, just varying up what minis have what. Here's a blade guard. Quartered shield. Ooh, I did some before the new Terminators came out. I did some Tartarus Terminators from the Horse Heresy, and I really liked how these turned out. I'll have to put a showcase up on the channel. But it's the Emperor's Champion. Sword Brother, and I chose to do the red tabards on the Sword Brothers. So yeah, so those are that's all the main stuff. I do have, I'll show these guys. So at the end of 9th edition, I was playing Black Templars, and so I was like, you know what would be cool? Some Vanguard vets, and so I bought some 3D printed Templar shields, and This is the Vanguard Veterans Firstborn kit. It is the Assault Intercessors kit. It is the Black Templars upgrade sprue and regular Crusaders kit. And it has the grav chutes from the Reavers with the 3D printed shields. Only for them to be absolute trash this edition. Yeah, that's that. By the time I actually got them finished, 10th edition had come around, and they were horrible. So I haven't really gotten to use them, but the models are cool. So made sure to wrap chain around all of their weapons. It's that same 1mm chain. Yeah, I gotta say, I'm not a fan of the new Primaris jump packs. I'm just not. I can't get into it. So just can't get into it. You guys have any thoughts on the new Primaris line of jump packs? I've heard that there are a lot of varying opinions on them. Francis sent apothecary pics with some OSL. Sweet, I will check that out. Painting the river is such a simple thing, yep. Might be sold on Scheme. Awesome. Hey, yeah. Always happy to. Well, like anybody, I'm always happy to showcase my stuff. But like, if it helps somebody figure out what they want to do, I'm all for it. So glad it was helpful. Primaris suck. Yeah, so honestly, I had a lot of hope for the Primaris range when the Indomitus box set came out. And I was like, these look like Space Marines. They've got the monk-esque vibe. Thank you for the compliment on the shields. But yeah, I was like, these guys, they've got the monk thing going. They're like all decked out. They're super gothic. Like, this is Space Marine. And then the Black Templars came out, and it was like, oh yeah, this is it. This is peak Space Marine. Because honestly, the kits are good. The proportions are really nice to paint. Much better than the Firstborn kits were, and then they came out with the Nerf gun Marines, and I was like, oh no, we've taken a step back. But I think they've done a good job with the Dark Angels. Blood Angels were a little lackluster for me. The characters were great, but Yeah, other than that, the Sanguinary Guard were trash. I don't know how they thought they were going to get away with that. No wings. Come on. So. No more winglings. Yep. And I don't like to complain. I think Games Workshop generally does a pretty good job of making their miniatures, but sometimes it's like, really? Like, did you think through that decision before you made it and decided to tick off the fans? Hey, what's up, Phil Artifact? New here. Do any Titans? I have not. Mostly prohibited by the dollar signs attached to them. But I think Titans are super cool. Is that what you're working on, Phil Artifact? Glad you're here. And yes, absolutely like the new Custodes mini. Yep, absolutely. That was, for lack of a better word, pants. Yeah, I will say, Francis, I agree. I agree. I think they lost a lot of the flavor of the tactical squad. And by a lot of the flavor, I mean all of the flavor of the tactical squads. So. Yeah, the Texan belt buckle. Yup. Exactly. Fell Artifact. Okay, just got into it, played the new Space Marine, then went on Amazon and looked around, bought the 3 Ultramarines that come with paint, and then bought the Reaver Titan, then the War Master. So are you talking about the full sized, or are you talking about the Adeptus Titanicus sized miniatures? Because I think that those minis would be an absolute blast to work on. And also, Fell Artifact, welcome to the world of Warhammer. It sounds like Space Marine 2 maybe got you into it, which is awesome. I have a feeling we'll be seeing a lot of people who are discovering the amazing worlds of Warhammer through Space Marine 2. Oh, okay, the Adeptus. Okay, yeah, I think those are super cool. And from what I hear, Legions Imperialis is actually a really cool game. I hear a lot of people enjoying that so far. So, That's cool. Got the whole Amazon wish list of all the ones. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Were you interested in 40K before playing Space Marine, or did you find it through that game? Seen it before, but Space Marine cemented your interest. Yeah. Welcome to the hobby. Your wallet will not thank you. But it's a really cool hobby to be in. And honestly, it's got a really great community. You're in for a good time. So, welcome. We're glad you're here. He's building the Sword Brethren right now. Okay. All right. Very good. Yes, I'm all for it. Bring the Templar players. Let's go. All for it. If you haven't seen the Hell's Reach film, or listen to the audiobook or something like that, that's a great Black Templars story. Classic Warhammer. Okay. I'm gonna throw it up one more time here. And Fell Artifact, I would really like to invite you to join our Discord community as you're getting into the hobby. It's a great place to chat with other people about what you're working on and just the hobby in general. Share how your Space Marine 2 experience is going. So I'm going to post that right in the chat right now. You can go to that link and join the Discord, man. I would love to have you there. Streaming schedule, yeah. So what I'm what I've been doing is Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday so far. I may end up switching that to do Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. Sundays end up being a really long day because I work on Sundays normally, and so I tried it out, and it's not my favorite. Plus, people end up getting up for work in the morning and all that kind of stuff. So I think I may test out Friday night to do streams. So I'm trying to do 3 times a week. Just getting those streams in as I'm painting. It's kind of like, well, I can sit here by myself and paint, or I can hang out with cool people and paint. And that option sounded a lot better to me. So, so that's what I went with. So that's what we're doing here right now. The shield fell off of this guy, so I'm gonna put that back on. Yeah, it's a great question, Phlogiston. I'm glad you asked. That way people know too. So. a.m. Yeah, that's early. I have my sword and I have my shield, you shall not pass. Boom. Blackheart is great. Yes. Hey, thank you, Blackheart. Thank you, Phlogiston, for popping on, sticking around, hanging out, chatting. It's been good. It's been real good. So, yeah, I'm probably about to call it a night as well. I'll stick on for another few minutes here. But yeah, have a great night, guys. Yeah. All right. So what I'm gonna do here with the rest of my time is, where is that paint? There it is. Gonna take a nice light gray here. fell artifact. After the Sword Brethren, I got a Brutalis Dreadnought and then a Combat Squad of Sisters of Battle. Nice. Yeah, that's a good selection of stuff. Some brushes I was looking for. So if you have not seen these before, these are Artist Opus dry brushes. So a lot of people have found that using these, or even like a makeup brush, yeah, Francis, I get it. No Care Bear Marines, no Power Ranger Marines. Yeah, you're only allowed one Hello Kitty Marine for modeling only. Yeah, I would agree with that. They don't really fit the setting very well, for sure. Okay, so what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna take this and I'm just gonna very lightly brush it over the base here. It's gonna give us that nice, soft, dry brush. Those bases dry brushed up. Then I'm basically going to wet the brush in that, and then I'm going to try to get all that extra paint off with a little bit of water that's in this. These dry brushes are really good. Being clean. Okay. this Stormhost silver. I'm gonna have to shake that up more. I tell you what, I would not paint these guys this way again if I was doing this over. Absolutely not use Games Workshop paints for the silvers and metallics. Yeah, Francis, the more I meet hobbyists in the local stores and stuff, you know, I think people just kind of they find something they like and they kind of go with it. I think that happens a lot more than people think. I wish I was a little more like that, or I just like the look of a model, so I got it. But well, I'm not saying I wouldn't go gold. I just wouldn't pick this gold. Not a fan. After using the Vallejo Metal Color series paints, I would not come back and use Games Workshop golds across an entire army, or silvers for that matter, because this is okay, that's pretty close. Yeah, I figured that might have been your. Figured that might have been how you did it. Fell artifact. I don't blame you. There's a lot of cool looking models. A lot of cool looking models out there. I'm sure you can get a lot of, you know, if you're interested in, you know, playing the game and all that kind of stuff. I'm sure that you can get a lot of helpful tips and all that kind of stuff over on the Discord. you're just here because stuff looks cool, it's a great place. Great place to be. That got stuck on the base there. So yeah, mainly just enjoy building, but I might start looking into the actual game more. Yeah, and you know, local game stores aren't too difficult to find. So yeah, I'd say go check out one that's near you and see if you can make some relationships with people. So if you don't mind sharing where you joining us from, Fell Artifact. Texas, nice. Spent a little time in Dallas a number of years back. Enjoyed my time there for sure. Yeah, it's a very wide-ranging hobby, and there's a lot of stuff to do. There's a lot that you can get into. So yeah, take your time, pace yourself, and whatever you do, just figure out how you enjoy it and stick with that. Because ultimately, it's a hobby, and if you don't like doing it, you'll quit. So figure out what you like and lean into that. That's my 2 cents. I agree with you on the work thing. Can't do it. Cannot do it. They're so cool. Would absolutely go insane trying to paint it. Oh, sorry. Yeah, those Skaven look really cool too, from AOS. Yeah, those are some sick models. Absolutely. Little chest pieces here. Yeah, it's one of those where I'm like, I just know I would not have a good time, like, at all. I already paint slow. I need to get an army finished, and that army would be on my table from now until the end of time. So where I'm at. Any tips for bases? Yeah, I think you start off just kind of getting. A lot of companies sell texture paint. I think honestly, AK Interactive's stuff is really great. You can get kind of a big thing of it, and it'll come in some different colors and stuff. But I have really enjoyed their stuff. But yeah, I think AK Interactive's great, and then you just kind of get a tub of that. Sometimes you can even find some like gravel outside your house or in your driveway. You can throw that on there as well. Glue that to the base. Uh-oh. Camera froze. Thank you for letting me know. There we go. Yeah, I can imagine a night that big. That gets old after a while. Like that's no small project. Night's our commitment. Just like those Imperialis Titans, those are a pretty big investment of time as well, from what I understand. But they look so cool. Francis can tell you which night it is. I want to say it's the Castigator. A box of skulls. Francis, thank you. I totally forgot about the box of skulls. Obviously, for the sake of YouTube, we do not mean a box of real skulls. We mean plastic skulls from Warhammer 40,000. Lol. Nothing going on here, YouTube. Nothing going on here. I'm realizing I'm not talking a whole lot. Hit that go time painting zen. Yeah, start off easy. You know, just take your brushes, get some base coats on, and then go from there. Work your way up. Nothing bad about starting from the basics. These cables. I noticed a lot of them weren't silver. This knight's got backstory. I like it. So I have to say, Francis, I love the Loctite super glue. Absolutely love it. I think it's probably the best regular super glue brand out there, and would highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. I do like plastic glue as a more advanced hobbier. I didn't when I started. I did not use plastic glue like at all. I find that it helps me to cover and close the gaps on some miniatures really well. So I do use, if I'm assembling the miniature before painting it, I do generally use the Tamiya cement, the plastic cement. But then I also have found I like using this as well. This BSI Bob Smith Industries Instacure. It's super glue, but it's a thicker consistency, so the gap filling medium, and it dries pretty quick. So honestly, it feels a lot like the gel, but it's a little runnier. So I like this stuff. And it does have a spray accelerant that you can use with it, Instaset. So, yeah. Guys, just to pull your eye in towards the main stuff. camera, y'all. Okay. Cool. Yeah, I will say I've been sparing with the accelerant. I don't use it unless I really, really feel like I need to. And that's pretty rare. Just finished the Castellan. Nice. Castellan's pretty cool. Did you give him the combi weapon? It's got like the plasma and everything on it. Okay. Well, we made some progress. Of course, this thing tries to jump off. So, really got these guys up to the same level now, which is good. Up to standard. I'm gonna break these guys if I'm not careful. All right. Well, I think that is where we are going to call it a night, folks. Hey, thank you so much for joining me tonight on Nightly Painting Studio Tuesday live stream. Yeah, this was fun. It was good conversation, great ideas for future videos. And again, I'm going to place it down in here just in case anybody's watching later on. You want to check out the Discord, there it is. But we'll be back streaming again Thursday night, and then potentially going to try Friday night this week as well, right around that same time frame, 9:30, 10 o'clock or so Eastern Standard Time. So yeah, thanks for hanging out. My name's Corbin. I've been the Nightly Painter, and this is the Nightly Painting Studio, where I am here to encourage, equip, and inspire you to be the best hobbyist that you can be. So thanks for hanging out tonight. Francis, Fell Artifact, thanks for hanging in there with me till the end. And I will see everybody on the next stream or in the next video. So, or in the Discord. That's where you really want to be. So, all right. Thanks everybody. Peace. Have a good night.